How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal. Now, a few days ago, we talked about movie tie-ins, particularly Friday the 13th. We talked about how that wasn't the best choice for a movie tie-in because, honestly, the NES was marketed to kids, and Friday the 13th as a film franchise was not marketed to kids. It wasn't a very kid-friendly situation. And despite all that, the game was popular for whatever reason. I think it was a curiosity thing more than anything. Well, today's game is definitely not for kids. And it didn't end up being very popular. It was incredibly niche. Didn't sell a lot. And even today, it doesn't command a lot on the resale market. Today's game is Dirty Harry. Yes, I said Dirty Harry, the cop film franchise that made Clint Eastwood a household name. Go ahead, make my day. Do you feel lucky, huh? Do you? That whole thing. Those two lines actually show up in the game. And they show up in some remarkably clear digitized audio. And it might be the best part of this game. The sound direction in this game in general was very good. Now, the game itself, not so much. You play as Harry Callahan, who's trying to stop a drug lord called the Anaconda from smuggling drugs all over San Francisco. And of course, the only way to do this isn't through smart, savvy police work. It's through swift and blinding violence. And most of the victims are gang members who work for the Anaconda. So the game takes place across 3 levels, 3 very long levels. The first is in the streets of San Francisco. You basically go through different apartment buildings and walk along the street, roughing up gang members, getting power-up items from different apartments by flipping, tearing up apartments, and talking to different people on the streets. And yeah, you build up your inventory of weapons. There are harpoon guns, and you refill your energy using hot dogs, and there's C4 explosives, things like that. And you beat people up and shoot them and all that good stuff just to get to the next level. Second level takes place in the sewers. You work your way underground. There's actually a boss fight in the sewers where a guy has remote control cars that have explosives on them. All you have to do is bide your time. That guy gets electrocuted because water's rising and all that. Final level takes place on Alcatraz, where you finally confront the Anaconda. Again, it should be a short game since it's only 3 levels, but the 3 levels are long for no reason, and the level layouts are confusing, and it's just shoddy. It's not a very good video game. The animation is clunky, things like that. And again, I will say the sound direction in this game, the music is composed nicely. It's very good for the game it's based on, for the film it's based on. It's gritty, it's not too fantastical, and the the different little pieces of digitized audio are really, really good. But those are the only positives I can see in this game. Not a whole lot else. Not a whole lot going on. There are some cool Easter eggs though. The password screen has passwords that are tied to other Clint Eastwood films that aren't Dirty Harry movies, that give you things like infinite lives and skip you ahead in some levels and things like that. So that's cool. Otherwise, this game has nothing to write home about. It's interesting because in the beginning of the Xbox 360 and PS3 life cycle, we were actually teased a Dirty Harry game that console generation. And the developer at that time ended up getting bought out, and then there was some upheaval and some budget issues and things like that. But if you want a copy of Dirty Harry, you can get a loose cartridge for under $20, more like $15. You can get a complete copy for probably about $30. Not a whole lot. And honestly, I don't know if you would really want a copy. This has been the 8-Bit Animal, and I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow. Next time, I tell you a really good Shigeru Miyamoto story about a dude who was not Shigeru Miyamoto.